Good evening. Hello, I'm Carlos and this is News on 2. Now, the driver of a bus that was involved in an accident that killed 5 people and seriously injured 8 others in Kota Marudu yesterday has been arrested. The 49-year-old man was detained to assist in investigations after he received outpatient treatment at Hospital Kota Marudu following the 4 p.m. incident.
Kota Marudu Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Izaan Abdullah said they would be applying for a remand order for the driver, who is from Sandakan. The deceased have been identified as 2-year-old Abdul Fattah Salihuddin, lecturers Annie Gideon, 56, Suzanne Stephen Galaut, 39, and Esther Michelle Gunben, 39, as well as Khairul Zafari, husband to one of the staff members. The 5 bodies were taken to different hospitals for post-mortem examinations due to insufficient space at the district hospital's mortuary. Abdul Fattah and Annie's bodies were sent to Hospital Kota Marudu, while Khairul's body was sent to Hospital Kota Belud. The other 2 were sent to Hospital Pitas. The bus, which was carrying 40 passengers from a local polytechnic, was heading towards Kudat for a family day program. The driver is believed to have lost control of the bus, causing the vehicle to skid off the road and crash into a road divider. 8 other passengers suffered serious injuries and are still receiving emergency treatment at hospitals Kota Marudu for 6 victims and Ranau 2. 11 others sustained minor injuries and 4 are being treated at the Kota Marudu, while 7 at the Ranau hospital.
Now, the man who died in a fire at his home in Taman Cegar, Simpang Ampat, Pulau Pinang yesterday is believed to have doused petrol on his mother-in-law and set her ablaze. Seberang Perai Selatan Police Chief Superintendent Shafi Abdul Samad said police investigations found the 52-year-old man was drunk and angry in the 6 p.m. incident.
Superintendent Shafi said the man who was on the upper floor of the 2-story house had come down to the living room and shouted at and cursed his wife, who was watching television with her daughter and mother. He then went outside and came back with a bottle of petrol and doused the highly flammable substance on his mother-in-law. Superintendent Shafi added that the man then took a lighter and lit up a piece of paper, which he then threw at his mother-in-law. The petrol on her burst into flames, causing her daughter to scream before bringing her into the bathroom to put out the flames. The wife then heard a loud explosion in the living room, which then filled up with smoke before bringing her mother and daughter out to safety via the kitchen door. The elderly mother, who suffered 90% burns, is now receiving treatment at Hospital Pulau Pinang. The charred remains of her husband, which were found on the upper floor, were sent to Hospital Sungai Bakap for post-mortem. The case has been classified under Section 436 of the Penal Code for mischief by fire or explosive substance with intent to destroy a house.
A total of 105 individuals, including 7 women, were detained for various offences, including drug-related crimes, in a special integrated operation conducted by the Iskandar Puteri District Police in Johor, which began last night until early this morning.
According to Iskandar Puteri District Police Chief ACP Zulhairi Mukhtar, they were among 314 people screened by police in the operation, carried out at numerous locations including Bukit Indah, Nusa Besari, Gelang Patah and Kangkar Pulai. ACP Zulhairi said those arrested were detained under Section 55B, subsection 1 and Section 61C of the Immigration Act 1959-1963, Section 43 of the Societies Act 1966 and Section 186 of the Penal Code. He added that police also recovered 4 stolen motorcycles in the operation.
Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA foiled an attempt to smuggle 8 illegal immigrants into the country when it intercepted a boat ferrying them at Pantai Batu Tiga yesterday morning. And Melaka Negeri Sembilan Maritime Director Maritime Captain Maritim Amran Daud said in the 4:30 a.m. operation, the agency received a tip-off on the boat entering Port Dickson waters.
In a release statement today, he said a team that was deployed to the area found a group of Indonesians alighted from the boat. A man who was steering the boat, however, sped off and managed to flee the scene. The MMEA team also detained 4 tekong or boatmen, which included an Indonesian man, apart from 5 other men and 7 women of Indonesian nationality, aged between 19 and 58. 2 cars believed to be used to transport the foreigners to a different location were also confiscated. Maritime Captain Amran said the boatmen and illegal immigrants were being remanded for 7 and 14 days respectively. They were being investigated under Immigration Act 1959-1963 and the Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Act, or ATIPSOM.
In other news, hundreds of Parti Keadilan Rakyat or PKR state leaders, members and supporters came to the Kochi International Airport this morning to show support for Sarawak PKR chairman Barubian. And on his arrival with his wife from Miri at 9:50 a.m., Barum, who is also Works Minister, was honored as paramount chief by the Orang Ulu community when they placed a special headgear on his head, the Labong Pahlawan Marin Kayan, or headgear of aristocratic chief of the Kayan and Kenya, which is two of the many ethnic groups in Sarawak.
In his speech to his supporters, Baru thanked the party members in Sarawak for giving him their support to lead the party in Sarawak since 2009 and said that he is still willing to lead if given the mandate.
We know that there are some elements that are trying to divide us and trying to determine our future in this new government. But I just want you all to know that as long as we are focused on our future, that we will go together and we'll be united, we'll be stronger.
Baru also stressed that matters pertaining to the party, included party elections and appointment of state chairman, must be done in accordance with its constitution. As such, he pointed out that it was not correct to say that it is the prerogative of the party president to pick the state's chairman.
The Warrior Challenge will be upgraded to a national level sports next year. And Youth and Sports Minister Syed Abdul Rahman said that apart from being a branch of sports, the rugged sport could also help build leadership skills and test the mental and physical limits of participants.
Saya memang menyokong event seperti ini, bukan saja kerana ia merupakan lagi satu maraton, tapi ia juga dapat melatih kepimpinan seseorang, dia membakar semangat perjuangan itu dan it will test our mental and physical strength. Dan perkara ini harus diteruskan.
Speaking when officiating the Warrior Challenge 3.0 at University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur today, Syed Saddiq also said that the Warrior Challenge should be continued as there was a charity activity as well, where part of the money collected goes to the Warriors Fund. Syed Saddiq, who also competed in the challenge, urged Malaysians to take part in similar activities and turn Malaysia into a sporting nation. Also present at the event was Army Chief General Dato Sri Ahmad Hasbullah Muhammad Nawawi.
Deputy Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Nazrin Shah said building a multiracial and multi-religious nation is a complex, complicated and ongoing process. Sultan Nazrin, who is also performing the functions of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, said that various unity terms had been introduced with a variety of slogans that were creatively crafted, logos, lyrics, but they still did not show their full impact.
Dalam negara menumpukan usaha-usaha membangunkan ekonomi dan prasarana fizikal, komponen pengisian membangunkan warga yang bersatu, menjiwai semangat patriotik terhadap negara, hendaklah diberikan penekanan seimbang. Malah, dalam senario yang sedang berlaku, keperluan tersebut menjadi semakin diperlukan.
The Deputy Yang di-Pertuan Agong said this when launching the 135th anniversary celebrations of the Perak Museum in Taipei. In this regard, His Majesty said museums could assist the country in building a multiracial, multi-religious and multi-political society that is united and loyal to the country under the auspices of the royal umbrella of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong.
Durai Geopark today was proclaimed as a national geopark in conjunction with the coronation of the 29th Sultan of Kedah, Sultan Salahuddin Sultan Badlisha, on 22nd October. The proclamation was made by Sultan Salahuddin at the foot of Mount Durai, Guar Cempedak in Yan. And also at the event was the Sultanah of Kedah, Sultanah Maliha Tengku Arif.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Beta dengan sukacitanya memasyhurkan Durai Geopark sebagai geopark kebangsaan pada hari ini tanggal 24 November 2018 bersamaan 16 Rabiul Awal 1440 Hijrah. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Also present were Kedah Menteri Besar Dato Sri Mukhris Tun Dr. Mahathir and Water, Land and Natural Resources Minister Dr. Xavier Jayakumar. The Durai Geopark, covering an area of 800 square kilometers encompassing 2 districts, namely Yan and Kuala Muda, was chosen for geopark development because it is scientifically located in the high rock geodiversity area of the Durai Formation, Bahang Formation and Durai Granite. The Durai Formation, with a rock age of about 550 million years, is at the highest level of 1,217 meters from the sea level, making Gunung Durai unique and has a very high geological heritage value.
The Rural Development Ministry has allocated 85 million ringgit for the road upgrading project between Jalan Kampung Berdang to Kampung Sungai Rual Melayu and Sungai Rual in Jeli, Kelantan. Its Minister, Dato Sri Rina Harun, said the upgrading project is carried out to ensure that those living in the rural areas will have access to better road connectivity.
Dato Sri Rina added that the project will be carried out in 2 phases and its completion will benefit as many as 3,360 users.
Siap ini ada yang fasa yang kedua yang telah pun menelan belanja sebanyak 85 juta. Jadi dengan adanya jalan yang baru dibina ini, dia sebenarnya boleh memendekkan perjalanan penduduk kampung itu selama 2 jam kalau nak pergi ke tempat tersebut. Dan sekarang ini kita lihat bahawa dengan adanya jalan ini, maka accessible kepada sekolah juga, kepada penduduk kampung untuk ke sekolah atau membawa barang-barang pertanian mereka untuk dipasarkan itu akan menjadi lebih mudah. Dan ini adalah antara projek yang telah pun siap pada tahun 2017 dan kita di kementerian terus memberikan fokus terutama kepada masyarakat luar bandar.
She said this to reporters after officiating the opening of Jalan Kampung Berdang in Sungai Rual, Jeli today.
The government will expand the healthcare coverage under the National Health Protection Fund for the B40 low-income group to cover 36 major critical illnesses. And Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng said the scheme to be implemented from the 1st January next year would provide protection for the B40 group should they fall sick or get admitted into a government hospital.
Lim said in Budget 2019 it was announced that the scheme would only cover 4 major critical illnesses, but it has now been extended to cover 36 major critical illnesses. He also said if they get admitted into a government hospital ward but cannot afford to pay, they may submit an application to cover payment for a maximum of 14 days at 50 ringgit per day or 700 ringgit a year. The Finance Minister further noted that the scheme would be managed by Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM, and applications would be made online, adding that BNM was now preparing the website. Meanwhile, Lim said the government would also raise the floor price of rubber to 2 ringgit and 50 cent from 2 ringgit and 20 cent to assist tappers in facing the decline of international commodity prices. He added that paddy subsidy would also be raised to 360 ringgit from 300 ringgit per ton.
Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad BIMB is optimistic of achieving its loan growth target of 7 to 8% next year. Its acting Chief Executive Officer Muazzam Mohamad said to reach the loan growth target, Bank Islam would focus more on small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, towards which it had established an SME banking division.
As you understand, Bank Islam, the bigger part of our financing asset is in consumer financing. But the aspiration is that we want to grow our trade business in the SME and commercial segments. So this is an area where we want to focus to have more growth.
Muhammad Muazzam said this to reporters after attending the presentation of certificates to participants of a training program organized by Bank Islam and the Center of University Industry Collaboration, University Utara Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur.
And that concludes this evening's news on 2. In our top story, bus driver of fatal Kota Marudu crash detained. Now, football fans, do stay tuned for the final group stage match between Malaysia and Myanmar in the AFF Suzuki Cup on TV1 with kickoff at 8:30 p.m. Now, I'm Amin Carlos from all of us here at RTM. Thanks for watching.